There is a darkness within every man and woman. Not the evil that fairy tales speak of, but something more subtle, a force that shapes ambition, seduction, control, and survival. For centuries, philosophers have written about the soul, theologians about sin, and poets about passion. But in the corridors of psychology, there lies a triad, three ancient masks of the human psyche that explain why some rise through manipulation, why others crave worship, and why a few walk through life untouched by empathy. They are known as the dark triad Machiavellianism, narcissism, psychopathy. Each represents a different way. The human mind bends morality to serve desire. But here lies the question, which one guides you? Because whether you see it or not, every interaction, every decision is shaped by one of these hidden archetypes. Carl Jung once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." To know yourself, you must be willing to stare into that shadow, not to condemn it, but to understand its purpose. The Stoics believed that knowledge without self-mastery is ruin. So in this journey, we do not judge the dark side. We study it, because only those who understand darkness can truly wield light. The birth of the dark triad. The term dark triad was coined in the early 2000s, but its essence is ancient. When Machiavelli wrote The Prince in the 16th century, he described not evil, but efficiency, the psychology of power unburdened by morality. When Narcissus stared into his reflection in the Greek myth, he symbolized not vanity, but the danger of self-worship. And when philosophers spoke of the cold soul, those who act without remorse, they were describing the essence of psychopathy. Together, these three traits form a triangle of darkness, each corner representing a different way humans pursue dominance and validation. But remember, darkness is not absence of light. It is potential, energy that can either create or destroy, depending on who wields it. As we unfold this, think not of others, the manipulators, the egotists, the heartless, but of yourself. Because somewhere within, you will find traces of all three. Let us begin with the first archetype, the one that sees the world not as it should be, but as it is. The Machiavellian. The Machiavellian sees the world not through morality, but through movement. He studies people as a chess master studies the board, watching patterns, anticipating intentions, and calculating consequence. To him, emotion is not weakness, but information. A smile can mean loyalty or disguise betrayal. A promise can bind a man or expose his desperation. Machiavellianism is not the art of cruelty. It is the science of control. It is the recognition that most people are guided not by logic, but by fear, pride, and desire. And if you can understand those three forces, you can predict nearly everything. Niccolò Machiavelli, the Florentine diplomat, lived in an age where alliances shifted like sand. Princes lied, clergy schemed, and soldiers betrayed with elegance. He watched idealists die and manipulators rise. From that chaos, he drew a single conclusion. It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both. But what he meant was not cruelty, it was control of perception. Love is fragile, it depends on constant reassurance. Fear, when properly measured, commands respect. To Machiavelli, power was not brute strength. It was foresight, the ability to move unseen while others reveal their hand. Every Machiavellian wears a mask, not to deceive out of malice, but to protect strategy from interference. He understands that people are drawn to appearances of goodness, so he wears virtue like armor. He speaks of honesty, but conceals his motives. He praises loyalty, yet watches who listens too closely. He appears humble, yet calculates every compliment he gives and receives. It is not hypocrisy, it is art. Because in the theater of human affairs, sincerity is currency, and he spends it wisely. Machiavelli wrote, "A wise ruler ought not to keep faith when it is against his interest to do so." Modern readers call this manipulation, but it is simply realism without sentiment. He knew that if all men were good, this advice would be worthless. But since they are not, he advised his prince to act according to the world, not the ideal. This is the essence of Machiavellian thought: to see clearly without the fog of emotion, to plan patiently while others react. In modern psychology, Machiavellianism is measured not by cruelty, but by calculation. It reflects a mind that prefers influence to confrontation, persuasion to power. The Machiavellian learns early that truth is not what people want. They want comfort, validation, and confidence. So he gives them those things strategically. He studies body language, tone, timing not out of vanity, but because power flows through the subtle. He knows when to speak, and when silence speaks louder. He knows when to agree to disarm, when to flatter to distract. Yet behind that calm exterior is constant analysis. The Machiavellian is never fully present in a moment. Part of him always stands outside it, watching, measuring, thinking. How can this serve me? What does this reveal? And though society may call this manipulation, it is also survival. For in a world that rewards masks, the one who understands them wins. But there is danger in the Machiavellian path. The more one sees the world as a system to be controlled, the more detached one becomes from the soul within it. Strategy can replace sincerity. Control can become obsession. The Stoics warned against this imbalance. Epictetus said, "The greater the power, the more the need for restraint." For the Machiavellian, without restraint becomes hollow, a mind sharp enough to win any game, but with nothing left worth winning. In moderation, his traits bring mastery. He leads armies, builds empires, negotiates peace. But in excess, he becomes a ghost, manipulating others not out of necessity but habit. His punishment is subtle. He no longer trusts affection, because he knows how easily it can be feigned. He no longer believes in loyalty, because he himself can simulate it. He becomes too intelligent for innocence, too skeptical for faith. Thus, the Machiavellian's tragedy is not defeat, but isolation. He wins every battle, and yet feels perpetually unseen. The Machiavellian represents the mind, cold, observant, strategic. But the next archetype is driven by something entirely different, the asterisk ego, where the Machiavellian seeks control. The narcissist asterisk seeks worship. And in a world ruled by mirrors, screens, followers, and validation, the narcissist is not just common, he is celebrated. This section moves from the cold logic of Machiavelli into the emotional theater of the ego, a reflection on vanity, illusion, and the hunger to be seen. Written in the same asterisk classical philosophical tone asterisk, it combines the insights of asterisk Jung, Seneca, and Nietzsche asterisk with the realities of modern life. In Greek myth, Narcissus knelt beside a pool of water and saw, for the first time, his reflection. He did not know it was himself. He believed it to be something divine, something worth dying for. And so he did. What the poets described as tragedy, the psychologists later named asterisk narcissism, a love so complete, it leaves no room for others. But beneath that myth lies a question that echoes through every age. How much of what we love in ourselves is real, and how much is illusion? Every person carries a mirror within, not made of glass, but of perception. We spend our lives polishing that mirror, adding titles, beauty, status, and approval. But few realize that the reflection they cherish is not who they are. It is who they wish the world to see. The narcissist is not born evil. He is born unseen. And in the absence of genuine reflection from others, he builds his own. Modern society feeds this hunger. From the polished images of social media to the subtle competitions of everyday life, we are taught to measure worth by visibility. Attention becomes currency, image becomes identity. And slowly, the self dissolves into performance. Seneca once warned, "He who seeks applause from the crowd has made his happiness dependent on the breath of others." The narcissist lives entirely on that breath. His joy rises and falls with recognition. His worth depends not on inner truth, but on how convincingly he can imitate it. He is an actor who forgets he is on stage. He confuses admiration for love and validation for existence. He does not want to connect, he wants to be adored. Because adoration silences the ancient wound, the fear of being ordinary. At first glance, the narcissist seems powerful, charismatic, magnetic, radiant with confidence. But beneath that glow lies fragility. For his power depends on constant reflection. He needs an audience to exist. Remove the mirror, and his world collapses. Ignore him, and he withers. Criticize him, and he becomes enraged, not because of the insult, but because you cracked the illusion. Nietzsche once wrote, "He who despises himself still respects himself as one who despises." Even in self-hate, the narcissist remains centered on the self. He cannot escape it. Every feeling, even guilt or shame, circles back to his own image. He believes he is the sun, but he is merely a star reflected in 1,000 eyes. His light depends on their gaze. This is the paradox of the narcissist. He seeks to be loved, yet cannot love. He desires to be understood, yet hides behind masks so thick no one can reach him. He wishes to be admired for his perfection, yet fears that without it, he is nothing at all. In ancient times, narcissism was rare, a myth, a cautionary tale. But in our age of mirrors, it has become a way of life. Every post, every filter, every performance of virtue online is an echo of Narcissus bending over his pool, whispering, "Look at me." And yet behind the screens, millions suffer the same silent truth. They feel unseen, despite being constantly watched. The philosopher Erich Fromm warned that the modern man trades being for having. Not I am, but I am seen. Not authenticity, but image. And so, in chasing admiration, the modern soul forgets its depth. It becomes shallow, wide, but empty. It forgets silence, contemplation, and humility. It forgets that greatness does not come from attention, but from alignment with truth. When the narcissist finally stands alone, when the audience leaves, when beauty fades, when applause dies, he faces himself for the first time. The mirror no longer flatters, it reveals. He realizes that all his relationships were reflections of his own hunger. That all his victories were theater. That he was adored not for who he was, but for how well he could pretend. In that silence, some break, but a few awaken. For to confront the false self is painful, yet it is also the beginning of freedom. Because when the illusion shatters, authenticity can finally emerge. As Jung wrote, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. But to reach that point, the narcissist must die symbolically, so that the authentic self can live. The narcissist represents the heart, bright, vain, yearning to be seen. But there is still one corner of the triad darker than both mind and ego. One that feels nothing at all, where the Machiavellian manipulates, and the narcissist seduces. The psychopath simply acts. He does not plan or perform. He does not crave admiration or fear. He is the void beneath the mask, the cold, detached force that moves through life, unbound by empathy or guilt. And yet, even in that void, there is something to understand. Because the psychopath reveals the final layer of the human condition. the terrifying freedom of emotionless clarity. There exists a kind of person who does not tremble in the face of chaos. Their pulse remains steady while others break. Their mind is cold, silent, efficient, untouched by the storms that shake ordinary hearts. To most, they appear fearless. To some, inhuman. Psychology calls this asterisk psychopathy, a condition of emotional detachment so profound that fear, guilt, and empathy lose their grip. But before we condemn it, we must understand it. Because what we call unfeeling may, in another context, resemble something every philosopher once sought: tranquility. The Stoics trained themselves to be unmoved by pleasure and pain. Seneca wrote, "The wise man is unshaken by fortune, equal in all conditions." But the psychopath achieves that state not through discipline, but nature. Where the Stoic suppresses emotion, the psychopath simply does not feel it. And therein lies both his strength and his curse. To the observer, the psychopath seems composed. He speaks slowly, his eyes steady, his tone measured. He reads people with precision, not through empathy, but through observation. He knows what expressions provoke trust, what gestures signal dominance, what silences unsettle. He does not rage or panic, he adjusts. He does not apologize, he recalculates. Unlike the Machiavellian, he does not plot from anxiety. Unlike the narcissist, he does not crave validation. He moves through life as if playing chess against the void itself, not seeking victory, only movement. It is this absence of inner turbulence that makes him so effective in crisis and so dangerous in peace. Because when emotion does not restrain action, morality becomes a suggestion, not a boundary. Most people refrain from cruelty because they feel what others feel. They wince at suffering, hesitate at deceit. Empathy is the invisible thread that binds civilization together. The psychopath lacks that thread. He sees pain not as sacred, but as data. If harm achieves purpose, he will use it without remorse, without hesitation. And yet within this darkness, there lies a question. Is he born evil, or simply liberated from the illusions that control the rest of us? Nietzsche wrote of the asterisk Übermensch, the one who creates his own morality after killing the gods of old. The psychopath, in his cold freedom, walks dangerously close to that ideal, but without the wisdom to guide it. He lives beyond good and evil, but not beyond consequence. For though he feels nothing, the world still feels his actions. And eventually, those actions circle back, shaping the fate he thought himself immune to. Jung warned that every man carries a shadow, but that only a few are possessed by it. The psychopath is what happens when the shadow consumes the self entirely. He becomes the shadow incarnate, pure will, pure instinct, stripped of compassion and conscience. He can mimic kindness but not feel it. He can imitate remorse but not understand it. He moves through human relationships as one might move through architecture, admiring the structure but never stepping inside. This detachment gives him clarity, a kind of cruel wisdom. He sees how fragile others are, how easily emotions can be turned against their owners. To him, sentiment is weakness, and weakness is opportunity. But the price of that clarity is solitude. Because without the capacity to feel, there can be no connection. Without empathy, there can be no meaning. And so beneath the calm exterior lies a void vast, silent, unending. It is easy to condemn the psychopath as monster, but the truth is more complex. In small doses, his traits serve purpose. In the surgeon who cuts without trembling. In the soldier who moves through terror with precision. In the leader who can decide without sentiment when lives depend on reason. There is within every disciplined soul a controlled fragment of psychopathy. The ability to remain calm when others collapse, to act when others hesitate. This is the razor's edge between mastery and madness. The Stoics sought to rule emotion. The psychopath has no kingdom to rule. The difference is choice. Virtue lies not in feeling nothing, but in choosing what to feel and when. The man who feels deeply yet acts with composure is strong. The man who feels nothing and acts freely is lost. And so the final corner of the dark triad stands revealed. The Machiavellian mind *, power through perception. The ** narcissistic heart *, illusion through reflection. The * psychopathic void, freedom through detachment. But these are not separate monsters. They are three aspects of one being, the human psyche divided into strategy, vanity, and cold instinct.